A Defence Department report has found residents of a Darling Downs town have probably ingested a potentially toxic chemical linked to the local Army aviation base. The health assessment has again stressed the need to avoid Oakey's groundwater, but there's little insight into what the contaminant will do to those who've been drinking the water for years.
The first insight into the health risks caused by Defence firefighting foam in Oakey has left residents with more questions than answers. Scott Fleetstra is one of dozens who will bill the Defence Department for a blood test. He wants to know how much of the contaminant he's ingested.
I used to drink the water, swam in the creek, ate the fish, so it's a bit of a worry.
The Army's firefighting foam leached from the Oakey aviation base into the groundwater decades ago. Landowners near the base can't drink their bore water, their property values have dropped, and there are fears for their health. But the actual effects aren't clear.
The biggest one we've seen is the mental health and the stress that this issue has caused for our community.
The report has cleared the local beef industry of major contamination, saying any intake of the chemical by eating meat is a low risk. But one producer isn't convinced.
If New South Wales have shut down the fishing industry and the chook industry, eggs, and we've got question marks over the beef industry, what is the difference?
The document says Oakey residents should avoid using the groundwater. Defence officials and the report's authors gave a briefing about the results and have called for calm.
If you don't drink the groundwater in the Oakey area, the risk to typical members of the community who go about their business in the community is low and acceptable.
Hundreds of locals have met this evening to get more clarity.
We're calling on them to come out and come clean with that and talk openly about the health effects.
The human health risk assessment is not a substitute for medical advice, and very importantly, it cannot predict or be used to determine health effects for individuals in the future.
4 years on, the wait for answers continues.
And Isabel Rowe joins us now from Oakey. Isabel, what's happened at this evening's community meeting?
Well, Louisa, there has already been uproar. People have been finger-pointing, yelling. In fact, people have already started walking out of the meeting. What Defence is trying to explain to people is that if they've drunk the groundwater near the Oakey aviation base, they are likely to have ingested this chemical. Similarly, if they ate eggs from chickens grown in the area. But if you did other things, such as eat meat grown in the area or vegetables, you are, in fact, fine. Unfortunately, many of the residents here just don't believe what they're being told. They've challenged the Australian standards, many of them saying, how are Defence going to police private bores? So unfortunately, the issue that has divided this town for so long is continuing to do so.
Isabel Rowe in Oakey.